Erwin stood there, still stunned. Using teleportation, Will slipped into the whole family mansion, but Hollow was forcing Will to hide. When we spotted him, he grabbed her hand and her grandfather could see her. They fled up to the terrace, where Will pulled out the cookies he bought for her, completely crushed from all around. He used the cookies behind his back and asked her to talk for a minute. When he brought up the engagement, Will smiled.
What?
Are you your head?
Sore.
Are you hurting?
It's just
Show me your
sore.
face. Your face is swelling as well.
Yeah, I know. You call the office. Call the office and ask where to go. Soren. Call the office and see what they want me to do. Molly, I'm in the world. I'm in the world. I changed it. It's gonna. I'm trying to do it like a. I'm trying to do like a. Like it's like no sip. Don't do any houses. Just try to do like you will join and see what I mean. Hey Molly, has it swelled? Has my head swelled? Soren. It's straight to the hospital if it happens, or the office. See, don't listen to me. I know my head. Oh, I love. If you ever a cash and you can't play. Yeah, you know why I know that? Did you get paid before me? Emily, is my head worse? Molly? No, it burns and like it must go straight to the hospital. Oh yeah. Everyone, do you want to see it? Run. Look at my head. It's turning purple, isn't it? Isn't it? No, isn't it wrong? Molly, it's turning purple. Are you joining? Don't have a go at me. Don't, it's like a Sue, Molly. It's the word I'm in, Molly. Yeah, I said the world I'm in is for a Sue only.
October's almost over. To start midnight, 1st of November. You're brave enough to think I will devote myself entirely to you. When the dragon died, the zombies would have to take them all out. On top of that, it was all the temporary army. But he wondered why they hadn't assigned to a noble with an established army. Earth explained it afterward, but Will was a total freak. So he would stop metal. Felt bad for whoever had taken them, but Irwin explained that person was actually himself. Since Will was on the mission, the castle had to take his place. Irwin tried to back out. Over the following days, Irwin led the temporary army.
Ow.
What does a black person have to say or do? Back at the army encampment, the least stood staring into the distance. Irwin and the others brought the breakfast to cheer her up, and introduced her so soon. The conversation was in her spirits, as the soldier rushed in. Will had already left. He had taken down the dragon. On the battlefield, he saw the dragon's body in the magic bag. The war was so he had to sell the body. But the hardest part wasn't over yet. Possibly part of the team. Bran would often put Alfred Mulder's because of a powerful monster, but because he was overwhelmed by the hours later, the legion visited the camp with wounded soldiers. The monsters were so numerous that injured men came from the front line without stopping. The soldiers said the villages were the only reason they were there. Hearing that, the soldiers grew more worried about Will. The sentinel beside her asked if she was really the dragon's head. She confirmed it, but asked if Will was he said that Hero was worth like ordinary. The words were really the basis for conversation with Will. Sadness knowing the sacrifice of Will. I was trying to fulfill a role for everyone else.
I already got a farmer.
Suddenly a soldier came running down It was Will. He was perfectly fine.
Okay, whatever it is, it won't let me in your game very much.
You just joined.
No, it wouldn't let me join.
How much add-ons could you have?
Not whole thing was like at 112 MB.
Yeah, how much gigabytes can you have in the world?
She wanted to clear something up. Since Will was living with Louise and Nina, she assumed he was engaged to both of them. Will quickly explained they were just teammates who happened to live with him, but took the opportunity to ask her if she had concubines. Elise had absolutely no objection, just like everyone else he'd asked before. And because of that, Will simply couldn't say no.
Joey.
Someone else's blood. The entire team watching his every step. Every morning, Louise and Erwin were right together. Erwin constantly complaining themselves with during the run, they would tell her spotted Will casually flying off. Rams and Will Amadeus had ordered them to meet as well. It is
What?
the girls stopped running and started training without them. Erwin was sprawled out lazily on the couch.
Whose music's that?
At dinner,
Ron, whose music was that? How? That's fucking loud. Come here. Ron?
The next morning, Erwin asked Will whether he could switch off his because he lost the tournament, but Will was still asleep. When he finally woke up,
Ron, come with
he
me.
that the one he was actually worried about was Elise, who had never took place.
Yeah, they're working.
On the day of the tournament, everyone headed to Jerusalem. Elise showed up carrying a lunchbox, and that's when he got to the
If you work, it's loud.
Yes, tomorrow.
The previous day, the bell rang, and Thermon instantly drove the pommel of his sword into Will's stomach and knocked him out in 1 second. After coming to, Will quietly went back to his seat and sat there sipping tea with his friends while watching the rest of the fights. Erwin kept advancing steadily in the sword category. Tina kept moving up in the lance category. Louise advanced in hand-to-hand combat, but got knocked out in the semifinals. Graham praised her for getting that far, especially since the magic punch style was useless and no match in front of it. Tina made it to the lance final, where her opponent was a young guy who had previously tried to become his vassal. The moment he saw her get rid of, imagine Will had been watching. He surged forward, throwing rapid thrusting attacks. Ina tried to counter, but he deflected her strikes, and then executed his signature move, spinning his lance until hers slid right out of her hands. She came back to the ring, and admitted she lost, saying her opponent argued it was
You don't know my body, and you don't know the injuries. I'm sick of this stuff. Don't even pay attention. I'm sick of it. It's just dumb as fuck. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of them. Fucking sick of them. Straight to the hospital, you don't listen.
Louise, on the other hand, asked Will to train with her in her instruction. To Will's shock, The instructor was honest himself. Will agreed to train with them, and with that, the next chapter of his
You don't realize.
3 years later, deep in the countryside of the kingdom, Will's family was still struggling to recover their farmlands. Kurt was going through tax documents when his wife walked in to let him know that visitors from the capital had arrived. He found it strange that anyone would travel that far, but his expression shifted to irritation when he found out the matter involved his little brother Will. In the main hall, the visitor delivered a letter from the royal auditor. Kurt passed it to his wife dismissively, assuming it was just another request to join Will's household. He told the visitor he didn't care how many he would become, but suddenly, his wife screamed as she read the message. Will had died while exploring ancient ruins. A few days earlier, Will had finally become an officially registered adventurer, thrilled to break free from the obligations of being a noble. His first mission was a request from the king to investigate ancient ruins. Will's team entered the ruins with Bran as their guide. Bran explained that many adventurers had already been sent in, but none had come back. Even elite adventurers sent to find them had vanished. The guild suspected a dragon was inhabiting the ruins, and nobody was better suited for that than the dragon slayers led by Will. As they pushed forward, Will called out his team for constantly hiding behind them. Before opening the doors to the ruins, Bran used a detection method.
Fucking give the stop. I thought it was straight to the fucking hospital. Give the stop.
The fuck was that?
What do you mean?
No, what are you fucking farting for?
No. That was nothing.
No, get out my damn fucking bed. What was the farting all over the damn bed sheets? Get out. Seriously, leave.
Today we're making some Oreo cream cups, and it's so easy to make. It only takes 4 ingredients.
Hey Alex. Sick of this stuff. Not. They don't even read the fucking stuff. An incident report doesn't do jack shit.
It wasn't a dream, because she runs HR on the deal. I manage to pay anyone, anywhere.
Inside, they found nothing. No trace of the missing adventurers. Suddenly, Bran sensed danger and screamed for them to run. But it was too late. The doors slammed shut. A magic circle appeared beneath their feet, and their legs locked in place. Bran warned them to brace for anything. It was a trap left behind by an ancient magical civilization. One by one, each of them started disappearing. Elise tried to grab hold of Will, but he vanished the moment she reached him. And seconds later, she disappeared too. When they came to, they found themselves in a completely different chamber, with a symbol on the wall marked as reverse suspension. Bran theorized that the teleportation had dropped them at the deepest level of the ruins, which left only one option: go up to escape. Louise wasn't scared at all, assuming Will could just teleport them out. But Will explained that his teleportation required precise knowledge of both the starting point and the destination. Something impossible in that moment. The only way out was up. They reached the next level. Elise clung tightly to Will, who smiled and told her it was going to be okay. Stepping into another chamber, the door slammed shut, and golem guardians activated all around them. Will prepared to cast a spell, but the others stopped him. Since they had no idea how many floors were left, they needed to conserve Will's mana. The three of them fought the golems, while Bran and Will supported them with limited spells. After the fight, Elise healed their injuries, even though the skeletons propped against the walls, and Bran guessed they belonged to the adventurers who had gone missing before them. The next stairwell was filled with goblins too. The team fought again, then again, floor after floor. Outside the ruins, 5 days had passed. The king at arms were growing anxious, and nobles were whispering that Will was probably dead. In fact, plenty of nobles were quietly criticizing him. When the priest passed by, they expressed concern for his granddaughter, but he said Will and Elise were still alive. Nearby, a noble named Rupert was listening in. Some nobles wondered who had started the rumor about Will's death. The truth was that it came from a noble trying to get promoted to commissioner. He had even sent a message to Kurt announcing Will's death, hoping Will's title would pass to Kurt's children. Meanwhile, inside the ruins, the team was running on fumes after 5 straight days of non-stop fighting. Will did his best to keep the mood up while sharing a meal with Elise. They slept only 2 hours at a time, constantly cycling between combat and rest. Floor after floor, they took down every golem waiting for them. The exhaustion kept piling up and their injuries kept getting worse. The next chamber was bigger, packed with even more golems. Elise healed Erwin, who was starting to worry they died in there. She encouraged him, and Erwin swore he couldn't die yet, not before he could fawn someday. His words gave her a fresh wave of resolve. Before entering the next floor, she told Will they had to make it out, and that if they died in there, she'd regret never having married him. Her words gave him a boost, and they pushed on. To everyone's surprise, the next room was a massive, completely empty space. No golems, but Bran stayed on edge. In the distance, he spotted a colossal statue. It slowly woke up and opened its wings. It was a golem dragon. Bran threw up a barrier instantly, and within seconds the dragon attacked. Will reinforced the shield with magic, but golems burst through the side doors and went after Eva. More golems kept pouring in, surrounding them from every direction. Will and Bran held the dragon while Erwin and Louise fought off the golems closing in on them. Elise desperately healed Ina, burning through every last bit of mana she had, including the stored magic in the ring Will had given her. If the fight kept going, Will and Bran would burn out, and the dragon would kill them all. That's when Will made his call. He would take down the dragon alone. Bran doubted they could pierce the dragon's mithril body, but chose to trust Will. He transferred what remained of his own mana to him. Will hit back against the dragon's breath with a powerful spell. Bran collapsed, happy watching Will, who reminded him so much of Alfred. Will faced the dragon alone. The creature's power was overwhelming. Will felt himself fading and silently apologized to his friends. But then, Ruby screamed that she was going to use the miracle light spell. In one swift move, she kissed Will and collapsed. Will caught her in his arms and felt the magic explode inside him. His power burst open as he unleashed his attack with everything he had. The dragon fell. With the dragon dead, the remaining golems shut down, letting the others rush in to pull Will and Elise to safety, both of them unconscious. Hours later, Will came to and found Louise and Nina debating the battle. The miracle light spell replenished physical strength, and in rare cases could restore mana, but it didn't actually require a kiss, which meant Elise had used it as an excuse on purpose, because she couldn't stand the thought of dying without kissing the man she loved. When Will and Elise woke up together, they joined Bran, who was surveying the new space around them. He realized that the creator of this place was a famous ancient mage known for crafting magical devices. The entire ruins had probably been built as a test to find someone worthy of his legacy. Erwin called them over excitedly. They had found something incredible. A massive shipyard full of ancient aircraft. These aircraft were identical to the models the kingdom used as prototypes for modern designs. Then Erwin hit a button. A wall shifted, and finally they found the exit to the ancient ruins. Because of the discovery of the ancient aircraft inside the ruins, along with the magic stones powering them, the golem and the research left behind, each member of Will's team was rewarded with 2 gold coins. Never worry about money again. After that, Will informed Arms they would be the capital and focusing their attention on the Duchy region. Arms promised to track down whoever suspected him of Will's death, which caught Will completely off guard, since he had no idea any of it had happened while he was gone. It was clear that plenty of nobles were jealous of Will's success, and had been spreading massive rumors about him. He had pointed out that the nobles were also irritated by how close he was to Will. Now that each of them had 2 million gold coins, they'd attract even more unwanted attention. To sidestep that, they decided to use the guild system to redistribute the reward money. Instead of each person taking their 2 million,
To voicemail. The person you're...
and since Elise was Will's fiancée, she offered all of her assets to him as well. In short, Will suddenly found himself richer by 10 million gold coins. Meanwhile, Rock, the noble who wanted Will dead, was holding a secret meeting with other nobles plotting against him. They agreed to use their influence to take him out. Outside Will's mansion, a pretty girl watched quietly while Will and the group ate cookies inside. Will sensed but when he looked out, nobody was there. So, he decided they needed a guard for the mansion when they left. With so many people resentful of him, and someone strong and loyal, the group immediately suggested they finally hire Rude, the spear swordsman. He'd been trying to become Will's servant for 3 years, and when Will finally said yes, he broke down in tears and again outside the window. But the girl didn't look at her. Later that day, the girl tried to spy again and spotted them eating lunch, but this time the others felt her presence. Louise scurried to the window, and Erwin positioned himself between the window and Will. When he looked outside, the spy was gone. Rude swore he'd catch her and advised Will to leave the capital as soon as possible, but Will said there was still something he had to take care of first. Right then, the spy took off running through the teleportation spell Will had discovered in the ancient ruins. The guild master Lucas welcomed them and demonstrated a few magic circles capable of summoning whatever the caster imagined. Herman showed them he loved a device like that, gave it a shot himself, closed his eyes and focused on what he wanted. After a moment, something appeared, but it was a witch's outfit. The witch who had been summoned smacked Will, who insisted he was distracted by the conversation about thieves and hadn't meant to call her at all. He tried again and pulled it off. The flash of light was enormous, suggesting he'd summoned something massive. Later, the spy spotted Will and his friends leaving the guild, hauling a giant cart. She tried to follow them, but Will used teleportation, and they were home in an instant. Meanwhile, outside Rock's mansion, RDE spotted nobles boarding a carriage to continue the conspiracy against Will, and caught Rock laughing from an upper floor window. The spy made her way back to Will's mansion. Peering through the window again, she saw Will setting up an enormous feast. It was clearly a farewell party. As a thank you to everyone who had supported Duke Amadeus, Arms, Bran, and even Priest Hall. Then Will brought out a huge platter piled high with tuna sushi, the very thing he had summoned using the guild's teleportation circle. The nobles were curious about how to eat this strange dish, so Will showed them how to dip it in soy sauce, something he had spent 3 years perfecting. The guests went absolutely crazy over it, while the spy continued watching from outside. At the same time, Root informed Will that Rock was the one who had spread the rumors of his death in the ruins. Will was confused, since he never even spoke of Root. Root explained that Rock did it to undermine Ruckner, Rock's own brother, who had a close connection to Will. Rock had also sent a messenger to Will's family hoping Kurt would feel indebted to him, and that when Kurt's children inherited Will's title, Rock would gain influence. Fortunately, RDE revealed he had a plan to keep the royal auditor tied up for days at Rock's own mansion. Before long, Rock found out that Root was blamed him for spreading the news of Will's death had circulated all across the capital and made it all the way to the royal palace. He was summoned. This was
Yeah.
fighting lies with more lies. Root
In here.
also let one more troop.
Are you sure?
It
Yep.
was actually Rock's illegitimate
Can you turn on the light?
later.
Yeah.
Police arrived with more tuna for the group, but the spy outside couldn't
There you go.
hold himself back anymore.
Make sure it's on.
And walked straight into the unsettling walls. Erwin tried to stop her, but she tossed him aside like it was nothing.
Roy,
She walked right
no.
up to
eat
him,
outside.
and then stopped in front of the table.
You broke the
My
magic.
head's hurting.
The general walked in and introduced the girl as his daughter. Wilma explained that she'd been watching Will all day to figure out whether he was capable of beating her. She'd observed all the tea, the snacks, and the sushi he'd been enjoying, and cheerfully declared that Will had passed her test. Then she headed out with Elise to look for more food. Lord Edgar apologized for his daughter's behavior. Bran commented that Wilma appeared to have Kilo syndrome, meaning the body generated mana continuously, making her extraordinarily strong and giving her a massive appetite. Ina and Elise instantly adored her, and both wanted to pile her plate with even more fatty tuna. Lord Edgar asked Will to take Wilma on as his personal bodyguard, and even offered her as a potential bride. Will turned it down and explained he just wanted to keep adventuring and hunting monsters in the duchy. But that answer made Lord Edgar stop and think. He turned to Duke Amadeus and asked whether he really intended to let Will run around hunting monsters freely. Duke Amadeus looked at Will and said he had a special mission prepared for him. A few days later, Kurt was still staring at the letter announcing Will's death. The
You like
message
it?
also explained how his own son could inherit
Yeah, with
the
the
title
injury
Will
on my
had
head, it's
successfully
straight to the
left
office.
Kurt laughed.
I already notified. Already notified you of this.
Yeah, it's
Kind
not.
of said, wait for one day. If anything happened,
Will,
see.
the team, and Grant sat down with Kurt for a meeting. They explained that the Duke had led an expedition through their forest 15 years ago in search of medicinal herbs. The expedition ended in disaster. 2,000 soldiers died. Those soldiers had become zombies, and the Duke had tasked Will with the mission of purifying them. They then discussed resource management of the monsters. Since the enchanted forest fell under Kurt's dominion, he would receive a percentage of the resources collected there. The
Really?
accountant, Claude, explained that the standard cut was 30%.
Enjoy,
But
mister.
Kurt pushed for 50. It was completely unreasonable, especially after Bran said they were willing to return the fallen soldiers' personal belongings to the people of the territory. Herman, the second oldest brother, tried to calm Kurt down, but Kurt wouldn't budge. He argued that the soldiers had very little to do with it, and insisted the funerals had already been held. Elise stepped in, explaining that funerals meant nothing without the bodies being properly purified, which was exactly why she was prepared to hold the ceremonies again after the mission. Kurt mocked her, accusing her of fishing
No,
for
I'm having it
donations
more.
to
I'm
the
just going
church.
forward.
His attitude sent Erwin over the edge.
Just put it in the kitchen. Just
Put in the
quickly
kitchen.
jumped in to break it up. The others reminded Kurt that they were there to negotiate with the lord of the territory. There, Kurt almost kicked off another. but the tension was broken by the sound of Wilma's stomach growling at full volume. That night, Kurt held a private meeting with the men of the region. They were relieved that their sons and brothers would finally be purified and find peace. But Kurt insisted Will had only come for business, to visit his family. Meanwhile, the rest of the group had dinner at the house. Herman explained to Will that their oldest brother had grown increasingly anxious ever since Will left home. Kurt had always been terrified that Will would come back one day and take his place. Herman's wife, Marlene, arrived with food and scolded Herman for not offering Brand something to drink. Brand declined. Marlene encouraged Will in his mission, revealing that her grandfather had been one of the men who died during the expedition 15 years ago. Will promised to return any of her grandfather's belongings he found. She thanked him and said she hoped he would become the heir someday. The group started to worry they might be getting pulled into inheritance politics. The next day, Will's team entered the Enchanted Forest to start the mission. They provoked the dead soldiers out loud. Even though the zombies had limited intelligence, they understood the insult and started showing up. They cast a magic circle and she and Will raised a purification barrier. When the zombies crossed it, they vanished instantly. Erwin felt completely useless because the barrier was doing all the work, but Brand said that collecting the belongings of the dead was also part of the mission. They kept going until most of the undead had disappeared. Even the former Duke showed up and was purified when he touched the barrier. Only Marlene's grandfather remained. While they waited, a wyvern suddenly attacked. Wilma dropped it with a single strike, and the purification magic activated. Shortly after, countless dead animals appeared and started attacking. The team moved as one and wiped out everything that emerged. Hours passed and the exhaustion set in. The purification magic started to weaken. Marlene's grandfather finally appeared, but to everyone's shock, he spoke. He had evolved into a lich. Satisfied, the lich set down his sword and purified him. After completing the mission, they returned all of the dead's belongings to their families. The villagers thanked Will, but Kurt suddenly appeared to make an announcement. He ordered the villagers to hand over all the armor and weapons they had collected. The villagers pushed back. They wanted to bury the armor since they hadn't been able to bury their loved ones. Kurt insisted he needed the metal for farming tools. To satisfy both sides, Will summoned an enormous block of iron and handed it to Kurt. Kurt was irritated, but since Will would be leaving soon, he walked away without taking a fight. Duke Amadeus promised Will they would investigate and return any unclaimed belongings. Relieved, Will thought the mission was finally over, hoping to escape the family drama, but the Duke warned him to stay ready. At
Rowe, Rowe, there. Okay, so you want to go for sleep right now? Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Well, we sleep on the couch. We take it down. I will stop the store. So keep your hands on. Don't be broke. Keep it right or wrong.
He's passed out.
Really?
He's asleep.
No keys. No keys.
No?
No, don't. Rowie? Rowie? Are you alright? So come outside, mate. Take a sleep on your bed. Don't take a sleep at inside the bathroom.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, all right.
Sorry? So this Delta is this
No. No.
Wait, he's coming. Rowie, where do we put all the clothes? Patience.
Well, I checked on you, you passed out.
Give me around. You shall stop here.
Seriously, dude. When I checked on you, you were passed out in the shower.
Because my head hurts, Ron. What do you think?
Very good.
Yeah, right up.
Sweetheart, this is
This one there.
Headed out. Amadeus and Wilson lost their plans still in motion when the team returned. The accountant asked if they wanted to attend the funeral. The next day, of this ceremony, the villagers were even more curious with the Kurt, who didn't even show up to his own people's funeral. That afternoon, a large celebration was held to honor the dead. The villagers offered Will wine, but he turned it down and insisted to go to Brand, who also declined, to Will's surprise. Later, Kurt's wife arrived with the kids to pay their respects. The children were fascinated by Will and asked him to tell them stories. Ina and Louise put on a whole performance recapping Will's past achievements, after which Will handed out the tickets. When the celebration wrapped up, Will ran into the accountant. The accountant asked Will to become the new heir of the territory. Will's jaw dropped, but the accountant insisted that's what the people wanted. They had no future under Kurt's leadership. Will said all he wanted was to be an adventurer, but the village chief said he could appoint someone like rowe to manage day-to-day affairs. Will continued adventuring while serving as leader. Then Bran appeared and told Will that this was also the wish of the royal family. That night, Bran laid out the full truth of the story. The king had plans for years, but the regional rulers were weak, and the heir Kurt was short-sighted. The king couldn't force their father to retire without irritating other nobles, so he cooked up something. He sent Will back home, provoked Kurt into committing a crime, and then forced their father to step down early to take responsibility. Their father retired. Will, now a celebrated hero beloved by the villagers, would become the natural successor. Bran hadn't touched a drop of alcohol all night so he could stay sharp. He knew Kurt was unpredictable. Even the enormous sums of money that earned weren't they were preparation to fund the future development of the lands. The next morning, Will filled the team about everything. They were baffled. Will never questioned the royal order, but it made sense when he saw him goofing around with his nephew. Becoming the ruler would mean taking away those children's future as nobles. Unfortunately, the accountant overheard everything. That night, the crowd of villagers crashed close together. They demanded and begged to accept the position of heir before he left. Bran noticed the accountant spying from the bushes. He confronted him and warned that the king despised him when commoners meddled in royal strategy. Even the Will deceiving soon was dangerous enough. The accountant left, but not before warning Bran about Amelie, Kurt's wife, and the warning was right on the money. That very same night, Amelie overheard Kurt ordering royal villagers to punish anyone who tried to support Will. By morning, Will was told what was decided. Bran then confessed the final truth. The village had no future. Kurt was to he asked Kurt to develop land to manage, and tried to say active to support financially. His brothers and brothers didn't comply, but Kurt avoided this. He was convinced Will was trying to trick him. Stealing his authority, he ordered Will to get out of the outside the mansion. Will ran into Amelie. He admitted that no matter what he offered, nobody would be satisfied. He just wanted a way forward that didn't hurt anyone, but now he felt completely lost. Emily saw the truth in his eyes. She confessed that all she cared about was her children's safety. She explained years trying to bring Will closer to his kids. Passion for them when the time came. Will thanked her quietly and walked away. Later that night, back at the house, Will finally made his decision. He would accept the position, but he swore not to let a single person die, not even Kurt. The team agreed without hesitation. The next morning, they opened up shops in town. Will with spices, Luigi with clothes, Gina with crafts, and Irwin with weapons. The townspeople flooded in. Kurt's followers started to panic. Most businesses were swiping all their customers. They went to complain to Kurt. Some even asked him if they could kill Will. Kurt shot it down. Will was engaged. Any attempt would end in instant annihilation. When Kurt's followers headed back to the village, they found themselves surrounded by Will's team. Nobody got hurt. Instead, Will offered them money and training resources to upgrade their own businesses.
The end of financial year sales on Instagram prices across select D-Max and US products. Limited time only. Visit your local iStation retailer today. Decency supply.
If it's not in his write-out one, he won't come. Hey, Chrissy.
The gesture was enough to flip everything in Kurt's men against him. Meanwhile, Will and Irwin were scouting safe houses for Emily and her children. Places they would move to once it was down in public. As for Kurt, the plan was to send him to church, and Will's removal would look like an act of mercy rather than a death sentence. All Will needed now was to convince the priest. But another Rock, the noble who had conspired against Will before, handed a servant a mysterious artifact, an ancient magical item, and ordered it delivered to Kurt. A few days later, Kurt was furious when only one villager showed up. Everyone had switched sides and was back to Will. Even that last man admitted Will wanted to train in the capital. He quickly walked out, leaving Kurt alone. That didn't matter. Powerless and paranoid, Kurt finally snapped. He grabbed a knife and prepared to kill Will himself, but Rock's servant stopped him. The man said the knife was useless. A magical relic known as the Dragon Flute. Days later, Bran sends Kurt heading alone into the forest, where Will's team Kurt his will, position, and then revealed the magical Bran knows the name. The flute is supposed to summon all the dragons from the nearby mountains, and Will's magic is trying to appeal to Kurt's heart. He didn't care about the villagers anymore. And then he would build a new family after becoming a hero, taking over Will's life. Bran tried to shatter the flute, but it didn't crack instead. Kurt was shocked. No dragon. Instead, dark spirits realized the truth. That wasn't an ordinary dragon flute. It was an evil flute. It absorbed the malice around it, and granted the user enough strength to defeat their enemy, but at the cost of turning them into a dead monster. Kurt's body was into a massive creature consumed by dark spirits, and the darkness swallowed his thoughts as his glowing eyes locked onto Will. Bran earned Will to continue back to command. He was already gone. The monster attacked, and Elise blocked the first strike with a barrier, ready to give everything she had. Realizing there was no way to save his brother, Will asked her to expand his field. With one last look at what remained of her, Will unleashed his sacred magic. The light purified the monster. In that instant, the spirit tore across. It crashed through the window of Rock's mansion, where Rock was talking about using son Rod in his will and took Rock's life. The next day, Knight sealed off Rock's mansion. Will and Rod learned that Rock and the conspirators had all died in the spirit's attack, and the priests purified the remains. The spirit had been part of the monster they had destroyed, but Kurt's secret straight to Rock. Family and the children ended up living in Germany. He felt a deep bitterness. He hated being called a hero when he had failed to save his own brother. He hated every noble had hidden schemes, and hated even more that he had become one of them. Bram reminded him that he was a noble now, and nobles always had plans. Those were the days, wrestling with the hypocrisy of that world, and that night, Will confessed that sometimes she could feel him pulling away. She took his hand. Will gave a small smile and promised to try to be a better noble from then on. When the king summoned him, he granted Will all the undeveloped lands and asked what reward he wanted to receive. Will requested to grant noble titles, specifically from the 12 that had gone over after Rock's death. The king looked with Edgar and the High King. The Amadeus defended Will, while the others accused him of trying to expand the political power of his territory. Arms said asked Will to withdraw the request, and immediately put in his own claim for a portion of the land. He shut the whole debate down and denied Arms' request, insisting that Will control those lands. At the same time, Arms secretly signaled Will that the plan had worked, proving just how sharp his shoulders were. The king granted Will the right to bestow two noble titles and elevated his rank to count. He praised everyone's performance, except Arms' Arms laughed, and he had been caught. Back in the countryside, Will told the Holly King to grant two noble titles to her children. She thanked him, knowing that one day the kids would understand their father's fate and the result of their choices. Will got to work developing new lands, expanding the territory, building new facilities in the church, and filling the districts that would be overseen by Ruckner, Edgar, and Amadeus. Then at night he sat with his work around them too. Finally, and that's a wrap. Drop anything in the comments. I always read every single one. Check out my other videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next It's a shit. Those flashes of light that there's nothing like any spacecraft I've ever seen. Humanity is a alive person, and I'm just parameters. It's weekend. It's about beauty, restoring,
Alex, they're not yours. He thinks everything's his in the house. she's saying he's.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.